Well, there we go. Another week, another show. Another greeting from Bill and Chris of Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing, Chris? You doing all right?
All right, yeah. No,
I know you were a
really
little
better
sick,
than
so. Oh, hi, Bark.
Yeah.
You heard me say hello and assumed that somebody else was here. So, cool. I got my new space heater running under the desk, and now it's too balmy in here.
Yeah.
So, I complain about it being hot, then I complain about it being cold. No win for Bill.
No.
No win.
Why would there be?
I'm going to turn this heater off while I'm actually sweating. Anyway, so yeah, welcome back to the show, everyone. Yeah. God, we've done so many of these. I just still can fumble my way through an opening.
What do you say?
Yeah, welcome back. We're doing another show this week.
Yeah.
We're doing a couple of Halloween horror anthologies this week. We're doing the new installment of the VHS series, which I tend to bitch about every year. VHS Halloween is its title. And then we're also doing All Hallows Eve 2. Not the first one, but I did rewatch the first one.
Oh, okay.
Because I hadn't watched it since it came out, in 2013 or whatever it was.
Gotcha. And
I didn't even remember it. So I'm like, oh, well, I got time. I'll rewatch the first one too. But yeah, so this is kind of different. When we review these anthology films, it's kind of tough to we kind of just run through each one a little bit and say whether we liked it or not. And then because the thing with these is, most of them, not speaking about these specific ones, but you get good spots and you get bad spots. And that's kind of been the history with, especially with the VHS franchise, is good ones and bad ones.
Yeah, because it's always different people.
Yeah. Well, actually, All Hallows Eve 1 is all Damien Leone.
Oh, no, I was strictly talking VHS.
Oh, yeah. But we're talking about All Hallows Eve 2, which has nothing to do with Damien Leone. He got a executive producer credit, but from what I can gather, had absolutely no involvement in it.
No, it's just the second part of the franchise.
We'll get into it. Yeah, so if you're watching video version of the show, you'll see that I have officially put up the Don't Forget to Leave October 21st on Hoopla under my name. We did make the announcement last Friday with a new trailer that's available on my Instagram or at the Don't Forget to Leave Instagram. We decided, I was sick of waiting to get the okay and sent an email and was like, hey, so this is like 2 weeks away.
Oh, yeah.
Can we please announce it? And they were like, oh, yeah, sure. So we have a deal in place with Dreamscape Media, which it's a pretty cool deal because Dreamscape works with Midwest Tape, and they work with Hoopla, which means Don't Forget to Leave is coming out exclusively, at least upon release, to stream on Hoopla, which is in the U.S. I don't know about its other availability in other parts of the world, is related directly to the U.S. public libraries. So if you have a library card at your local library, you should have access to Hoopla, which is a really cool thing because Hoopla is a free service. And that means that if you have a library card, you can watch Don't Forget to Leave. And you'll also be able to, I think, buy DVDs or rent DVDs through your public library if you want to watch a physical copy of it.
Yep.
I don't think those will be available on the 21st. I think they'll be available for libraries to order on the 21st. It's kind of weird. You can't order a personal copy yourself. Libraries can order copies of it, and then you can rent them from the libraries. There will be a physical DVD of it that you can purchase after the fact, but it's the way the deal works is they want to give it to the libraries first, which is kind of a cool...
Yeah, like theaters. You want it to run where your interests are.
Exactly. But if you have a library card or if you have a library in your town, you can get a free library card, and then you can have access to Hoopla. And there's a lot of really great stuff on Hoopla. You can rent audiobooks, you can rent films, all of those things are there. Or not even rent them, you can just stream them.
Yeah, and then while you have your library card, you could take out 1984.
This is true.
Just read it, see what's happening back then. In
Maybe Animal Farm?
Animal Farm, yeah.
Maybe Animal Farm.
Yeah.
Also, maybe Charlotte's Web.
Hellboy's a good one. Anytime Nazis get punched, it's good. Captain America.
Yeah. I like that I went Charlotte's Web and you You went the other way.
I was gonna go Animal Farm, and I'm Watership Down. I'm like, nah, I hate that one.
No. Scarred for life.
Fucking
Scarred for life.
Story. Yeah.
Anyway, SpectopiaArts.com. Chris, any updates?
Yeah.
What's going on
we
over
got
there?
We got a Wave 5 coming out soon. I don't know what else to call them, so I named them after how they do action figures and shit.
Cool.
So Wave 5 is, I think, next week. And I don't know what's in it because it's going to be a surprise, and then I'm going to talk about it. My wife's getting it all put together, putting stuff on, what's it called? Product. That's what we're doing. Making
Yeah,
product.
there you go.
So, yeah. That's it. That's all it is. SpectopiaArts.com. Find a monster you like and
Put it
wear
on
it so
something.
people can ask you questions about it. Like, what video game is that guy from? Which
Or
actually
is that a book?
happened. Actually happened. Yeah, books are hard.
Yes. Not a book.
Creating a compelling story is difficult, so that's taking a little while, like it should. But Frank was wearing one of the guys around where he is now, and somebody stopped him and asked him what video game it was from.
Interesting.
I'm like, oh, well, I don't know the name yet. Let's find out. Everything's a game now, so yeah.
That's true.
So that was good. Oh, hey, yeah, and if you're going out to do that, whatever that thing is on October 18th, and you have a shirt, wear it. If I see a picture of you protesting, wearing one of our shirts, I might send you a free one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, you have to be protesting against fascism, just to be clear. That's what I'm looking for. Because we're all about people being happy. Fascism doesn't make people happy.
It makes some people happy. Unfortunately.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Yeah.
Spock.
Whatever you do, don't get a vaccine, but I'm going to make sure I take it.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to get super fucking alien medicine because I'm the president of the United States. Man. Not even death can get this guy. I
hate where we live right now.
You know what, though? If he dies, it's not going to be any better because Stephen Miller has to be taken out of the picture first because I swear to God, he is the mastermind of all this racist
What
shit.
a fucking weenie that guy is.
That guy is the... I know it's going to sound like a joke. He is literally the worst person since Goebbels. Or maybe Netanyahu. No, he's tied with Netanyahu. No, Netanyahu's a fucking ghoul. But he's the worst person we've ever had in our government.
He just not even to I don't want to get into it, but I will just briefly, that moment when he was doing his little speech and he was like, you think you're hardcore? We're hardcore. And it's like, dude, you would break your ankle walking down the stairs if you're not careful.
Yeah, and anytime you talk to him, you got to start with, settle down, Pee-wee German.
Yeah. It's like, you're a joke, right?
Yeah, no, he's the most powerful person in the world right now.
And he's got the worst complex. The worst little weenie guy complex ever.
And he's been like that since at least high school, because I've seen videos of him bitching about janitors have a job, why should I have to pick up my trash? Now, to be fair, I used to say something like that, but it was in regard to my job, because people would come and they would start working at theaters, and then we would have to go clean up after their kids. And they're like, why can't people clean up after themselves? I said, do you like having a job? Yeah. Well, then you should be happy that they're dropping stuff on the floor for you to pick up. If everybody cleaned up after themselves, we wouldn't need a concession stand. We wouldn't need ushers. You wouldn't need anything.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So I was okay with people being messy because they know we're there. But that was me as an usher. Thankful for the job. Not me yelling at somebody else about they need to do it.
They need to do it. Anyway, all right. Let's get into our show. We've already veered off course.
Yeah, let's go to the lighter horror of the day.
What do you want to start with? We should probably start with VHS because that's a new release.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we tend to talk about these every year because Strutter has a deal where they release one every year. This is the most recent. I have a trailer here, I believe.
This Halloween, Shudder invites you to experience the 6 spookiest, ookiest stories that will make you laugh until you scream. It's a spooktacular anthology the whole family can enjoy.
die! I hope you die! It's not human!
Shivers creeping and crawling down your spine. That's that touch of mine. I won't tell no lie. Trick or treat!
All right, there we go. Damn it. I thought I got to it. There we go. VHS Halloween 2025, available exclusively on Shudder. This is the 6th or 7th?
Fuck. Give me a second.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's the 7th. VHS 2, VHS Viral. Was it 94, 99, 80, 85? And then there was the one that was the Beyond one, right? So that's 7. Oh, this is 8. This would be 8 then, if that's right.
Let me see.
That's way more than I
8
thought.
found footage films, 2
8.
spin-offs, and 1 mini-series. What was the mini-series?
That's a great question.
VHS video horror shorts. Oh, that was probably on that dumb. What's it called? No. Where did it show? Oh, exclusive to Snapchat.
What?
Yeah.
That's good. I don't like that at all.
There's 4 of them. I'll find them.
No, I don't want to watch them.
They're from 2018.
All right. Well, this is from 2025 VHS Halloween. Collection of Halloween-themed videotapes. Not true. Themed videotapes unleash a series of twisted blood-soaked tales, turning trick-or-treat into a struggle for survival. Well, that was gross. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Choked all over my own words.
That happens.
So, I have been hard on this series.
Yeah.
Over the years, since the first one, actually probably since the second one. I think I can't be sure, but I feel like I enjoyed those two. And what I did like early on in the VHS series was they were building a world. And they were building this world of like these videotapes that were brought, from serial killers, or there was like the murderous guy in the ice cream truck with the tapes, and like there was always this somewhat, although changing and evolving, world of these tapes that they're watching that is starting to tell a larger story in terms of like these are all these crazy things that have happened and anything is possible kind of in the world that they are setting. But there's a point, and I want to say it was around the 3rd or 4th film, where they veered away from that and have just now been like, this is a bunch of horror shorts put together under the banner.
Okay.
Which, in theory, is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what most horror anthology films are. But a large number of the like 4th, 5th, 6th film, the issue was that the wraparound story didn't connect anything.
Yeah. I know we've talked about this before, and I think, but I don't know, I read that this is a soft reboot of the whole thing, which I don't know how you can reboot of an anthology franchise series, but I think what they mean by a soft reboot is we're tired of trying to find a framing narrative for this, so we're just going to go.
But I feel like the last 3 or 4 framing narratives were not connected either.
No, they weren't. The whole thing, from 94 on. So here's the thing. We had VHS in 2012, 13, and 14. Then nothing till 21. So 21, that's a few years between. So that's enough time, I think, that they can start over again. And have it be more... they sort of hint at it in Viral with the cops, the SWAT team running around. That there's a group of people and they just put videotapes together. And
Like it's this underground like network of
Yeah.
like, and they do touch on that in four, but then like when you skip ahead to VHS 94, it like that whole narrative is just gone.
yeah, I don't care about that, honestly. As long as the stories are all decent, I'm okay with that. Like the wraparound on this one, I thought it was a little childish, but it was a solid story. Right.
Okay, so I'm not disagreeing with you there. The way it's presented in the way this film rolls out is you have the wraparound story of Diet Phantasm, which is this underhanded company that's making a drink that's infused with ghosts or something.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get it right so that it doesn't kill people. It just makes them want to drink more of it.
Yeah.
But it kind of just starts happening. So it's your wraparound story, but it's not a wraparound story in that you see a piece of it and then you see another story and then you see another piece of it and then you see another story and then it goes back. It just keeps going back and forth. It keeps going back to it, which makes it the wraparound, but it's not unlike, we haven't talked about it yet, but even All Hallows Eve and All Hallows Eve 2, that wraparound story is still kind of intertwined into the overall story.
yeah.
So, and I'm a big fan of that. If you're going to do that, they did it with Creepshow, which is still, I think, the watermark. The comic of Creepshow is, the stories are coming from the comic book. That's what your wraparound is. And this is just another story.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Like, it's does it matter? No, not really. But does it bother me? Yeah, it does.
Well, think about it this way, though. This leaves them the option to find or make or whatever a whole nother short that doesn't have to follow the rules of telling the rest of the story. They can just pull in another one and be like, this one's good. All right, this one can be cut up. If the director's okay with that, we'll do that.
Yep.
And then that can be the one. And it worked really well. In which one was it? Let me just go back here. Not that one. In 85, there was the wraparound of Total Copy, but they did something else with two shorts called No Wake and Ambrosia. Mm-hmm. So you got Total Copy, which is the alien monster thing that learns how to start imitating people and stuff. And then it goes to No Wake, which is the kids out boating who get shot by a mysterious sniper and then come back to life. And then it's the underground earthquake god of death, the absolutely worst one I've ever seen, Techno God. And then Ambrosia, which is part 2 of No Wake. And the fact that I didn't know that was going to happen and they haven't done that before, that was great. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue.
It was like
with
a
that.
mini wraparound.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm fine with letting them change shit up. Whatever.
It's
right?
fine.
It's a new
like
one
I
I
said,
can
at
watch,
the end of the
so-
day, does it matter? No.
Right.
But I don't have to like it.
No, that's true. That's
because
true.
I liked what they were building. Like I liked
Yeah.
the idea of the underground network, and like even in the just the synopsis where they're like, collection of VHS themed videotapes, but they're not.
Well, I mean, the idea in the beginning was that it was a group that were putting these tapes together, and our wraparound story was the real world third-person filmed stuff.
Right.
So maybe now we're part of the network.
I don't know.
We don't need the wraparound of people investigating it. I don't know.
All right. So the stories contained within VHS Halloween. Your wraparound is Diet Phantasm. That's about the crazy killer soda. The first one is Coochie Coochie Coo, which is these girls going out trick or treating that they're too old. They're like, aren't they seniors in high school and they're like going off to college or whatever?
Yeah.
But yet they're going out and they're being menaces. They're stealing candy from kids. They're just being annoying teenage
Yeah, they're
girls.
not going out trick-or-treating. They're going out being dicks.
Right. So, but then this random house appears, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we didn't go to that house," and it's got like all kinds of jack-o'-lanterns outside, and it's got these pulsating lights, and like it looks creepy. And they're like, "All right, we're
Yeah.
gonna go and get candy from these people because they obviously have big candy bars because they're really into Halloween. So they knock on the door, nobody answers, and they're like, "Oh, I guess nobody's home." But why would you? Then they're like, "Well, why would you set all this stuff up?"
Right. You don't on Halloween. You do not put your porch light on if you don't want people coming up.
Right.
That's
So
the rule, right?
the door opens as they're walking away, and this like you get this quick shot of this woman, and then she disappears, and then the two main girls, Lacey and Kaylee, are like, Kaylee's like, "I don't want to go in. This is weird," and she's right. It's like, yeah, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But the other girl's like, no, we're gonna go in, but it's like for no reason. Like,
Yeah.
So, and we got this brief moment earlier in the short where this kid banged on the window of their car, and these kids were there, and they banged on the window of the car, and they were like, "Oh, mommy's gonna get you," and apparently it's this urban legend
that they never heard of.
that they'd never really heard of, or they'd heard very little about it. And there's also the story of this girl that was dressed as a cheerleader that disappeared the previous year. Now, they go into the house, and they immediately become trapped in the house. They can't get out. All this weird shit starts to happen. We start seeing just like... I don't even... How do I want to explain it? It's like
Cupid
the
doll
mommy
people?
character. What?
Cupid doll people?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, here. Run with it then.
We get this bald guy who's chewing on the wall, right? Is that where we are?
Yep, his character's name is Diaper Man.
Of course it is. Of course it is. He looks like a cartoon version of the Great Child from 13 Ghosts. He's chewing on the wall, and they try to talk to him, and he's got big baby fat cheeks and this wide-eyed stare, and I think makeup to make him look more like a baby? Maybe? And he just screams and freaks out.
Yep.
And at
It's
that
gross
point, I'm
because
like...
he's in a diaper and he's all
Ugh.
gross and...
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the first thing where you're like, this isn't going to be fun.
Nope. Nope.
Not at all.
So, it's this ghost woman who apparently took her own life at some point because she lost her child or something. So now she collects people and turns them into children in some sort of purgatory or hell or I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like the images you have on this one, it's not very clear.
No. And it's stupid.
It's
I didn't like it.
I think it pushed it too far. I think leaving the mystery of what happens is always good if you're doing a short, because then it gives you room to expand later if you want to. But like the whole thing, she's got like 6 nipples. She's constantly leaking milk, like no reason. Just
No reason.
Just 'cause.
Discuss.
And she's making more children. Sure. Whatever. I mean, the makeup was nice. The makeup on the children was disgusting, but it was well done. The makeup on the mother, I would call nice, because that was some good makeup on it. That was some good prosthetic effects.
Yeah.
However, not a fan.
No,
Not a
I didn't.
fan.
I did not like it.
We watched this actually the day it came on. I was kind of excited because now what studios seem to do is they will announce something that's coming out in a month on quote unquote cable, right? So I saw the ad for VHS and it was beginning of September, and I'm like, oh God, how fucking long am I gonna have to wait for? 5 weeks.
Yeah. Shudder is churning one of
Okay.
these out every year.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. Because you can produce all of the shorts at the same time.
Yes. Because
So
they're
it's
all
like-
you're just buying them. I mean, really, aren't you? You're just buying
don't-
a compilation tape.
Yes and no. I think at this point, Shudder and the production companies behind VHS Halloween produce all of their own content.
Okay. Okay.
Unlike what we'll talk about with All Hallows Eve 2, where they are independently produced shorts that are then brought into B.
Yeah. See, that's how I
think-
thought 90% of these worked.
I think that's how it started.
Okay. No, I don't
I
mean
can-
VHS. I mean like the smaller anthology
yeah,
things.
smaller,
Not like
yeah.
Creepshow, but yeah.
Yeah. I would say I looked into doing it.
Yeah.
Like I looked into doing it, and it's a money saver to do it that way,
Right.
but also then finding, I feel, the right pieces pieced together.
Well, the right pieces and then the right people that
Right.
would go along and support it and help it.
Right,
That's
right.
that's a big thing too.
We can get into
Those
that a little
two.
bit more when we talk about All Hallows Eve too, because I think that's what that is. Anyway, so yeah, first one, Coochie Coochie Coo, not a fan.
No.
We get some more of the diet soda one, which is essentially just an effects reel of these people drinking these sodas and then either exploding or getting possessed or bleeding or smashing their heads against the windows. It's
Yeah,
the same thing.
To be fair, I mean, it is how many different ways can we kill people with a soda can? And I have to admit, there are a lot.
there is.
They did a good job. It feels gross, like early Peter Jackson type stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
definitely
back
the bad taste, dead alive, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what this is going for. Really, like angry science director dude and children dying, and he's mad that it's not working fast enough or too fast or whatever. Yeah, the uncaring corporation.
Yeah.
Something we don't see enough of.
Yeah. Not in this world.
No.
I wonder, though, if it was produced as its own short and then they broke it up to be the wraparound.
That's possible.
Because it
That
kind of
one-
has that
one-
feel.
That one could have been made specifically for it. That is possible, right?
I think they were all made for it.
Okay, well then
But I'm
that's
wondering if they were like, okay, this should be the wraparound. We'll break this up into the wraparound because if it plays out A, B, C, D, it's going to be pretty boring because it's just, all right, now this person gets killed.
Yeah,
now this person gets killed.
It feels like they wrote it to be that way because it is done in segments.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it worked. I liked going back to it. Like, okay, what are they going to do to these people this time? And then it's a little kid, and you're like, okay, movie.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I will say lots of kids get killed in the movies we watched this week.
Yeah.
Next up was Ootsuprasikinfraara, which was a Spanish language piece here, which I liked. And they tend to do that with the VHS series. Maybe not every single one, but there's usually one foreign language one that's mixed in to give a different worldly feel to it.
Yeah.
And this one is basically cops questioning a guy after there's been some sort of murders that have taken place. He doesn't really know what happened or what was going on, and there's footage. So they go back and forth between the footage shot by the people that were in the incident and then the body cam and the footage being filmed by the police that are investigating. So they go back and forth. They bring, what was his name?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. Andrew, Alex, something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Doesn't
I'll get
matter.
to it.
They
But
bring
this one was directed by Paco Plaza.
Yes,
by the way.
Paco Plaza of
Wreck.
Rec fame, and also
Something else.
the other one. I forget it. Whatever. Don't even. Continuing. Anyway,
Yeah.
so they basically, this group of friends wandered into these catacombs / like underground layer type thing where there's a history of paranormal activity and stuff. So they get into this main room and there's just this phone in the middle of the room. They're reading different, there's words written on the wall, and Ootsuprasikinfraara was the wording written on the room. They read it and then the phone starts to ring.
Yep.
And they do a really good job in the editing of this, of going between the two sets of footage. So
Yeah.
you're seeing how it played out, and then you see essentially how it's playing out for the police in the same situation.
Yep.
And I don't want to give away kind of what happens at this one, because I think it's actually pretty interesting the way they put it together and the way they play it out. But basically, this phone rings, you answer the phone, and some bad shit goes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was well done. I liked this
It
one.
was.
I liked this one a lot.
Yeah, I was a little iffy at first on the main, the focus, the main character we focus on. I was a little worried he was a little too much in shock through the whole thing, but it
Almost
in the end,
catatonic,
it
yeah.
all makes sense. It's all good. Yeah, this was a nice tight little one, and it did some really interesting stuff with perception and physics in that world, and I really like that.
Okay.
Really like that stuff.
Yeah. That was cool.
Like in the wraparound, there's one thing in the soda one that I really liked, and it did so much world building in my head without needing to say anything. When they go in to sanitize the room for the next group, the guy has what essentially is a fire extinguisher, but coming out of the nozzle is this grayish green blackish smoke, which looks really neat. But then there's all these sparks coming out of it too. And it's like, what the hell is that? How does that sanitize anything? Did a Ghostbusters know about that? Like, what is it? It looks interesting. All they did was add sparks to smoke, and it got me. I love little details like that. They don't explain it or anything. So
No, yeah. No, that's...
I
and
got to point out the stuff I appreciate.
Yeah, and that's one of the cool things about a lot of anthology movies is they will work that stuff in. And maybe you get something out of it, maybe you don't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, next. Fun size.
Yeah. Did we disconnect? What's going on?
No, we're here. We're
Okay.
here. We're here.
This was a commercial for Gushers, right? That's what it felt like.
So another group of asshole young adult, older teenagers
Yeah.
going about their business on Halloween night. They come up to a house that has an honor bowl there. Just Take One, which we all remember from the Arioscope Adam Green shorts. I actually never understood why Adam Green and Arioscope didn't do like a Halloween, like take all of their Halloween shorts and put them into an anthology.
Oh, that wouldn't cost that much, would it?
No, they had, I mean, like, and it could be the ones that have already been done. You know, it can be Jack Chop, it can be Just Take One. Like, anyway, it doesn't matter. So this bowl, like, they take one of the guys takes more than one, and the bowl tries to the bowl fights back and takes them to this alternate universe where, so the thing is, like, all the candy has weird names and like they don't, and they're like, what the hell is a Fritzl Bop, and like they all these like weird wrappers, and they're like, I don't know, and they try one and it's shaped like a penis because dicks are funny,
Right, right.
I mean, they are. That's
When they're present. What? Yeah.
And so the guy takes another one, and then like a hand comes up out of the bowl and grabs him and starts to pull him into the bowl. As one of his friends tries to help him, and he gets pulled down. And then eventually all four of them get pulled into the bowl, and they wake up in this like warehouse where they then see the mascot from the candy going, fun size, or what? I don't even remember.
Yeah. No, that's all he says.
Yeah. And then
It's basically Jack from Jack in the Box, painted red, wearing a suit.
yeah,
Right? Yellow suit, is that what it was?
something like that. And
So
they
we're looking
then-
at a cartoony entity kind of thing.
Yeah, and then they proceed to be turned into candy and murdered.
Yeah. Yeah, because clearly they chop them up and they coat their body parts in chocolate.
And by clearly, they show us all of that.
Yes, you can't get more clear than that.
Yes. I hated this one.
This was, hey, how gross can we be?
It was just stupid.
Yeah.
It was just dumb. Like, I'm like, this isn't scary. This isn't funny.
No.
Your effects are marginal.
Yeah, they
at
were okay.
best.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it was, yeah. It's a good, like, second story.
It goes
Get a
on
good-
too long, too. That's the other issue with
It
it. If it had
definitely
been like,
does.
I think it runs like 15 to 20 minutes. If it had been a tight 8 to 10 minute short,
Yeah.
I probably could have got on board with it.
The thing that I really hate about it is the end of this one. I think it felt too scripted to me, if that makes sense. Because it then we transition back to the house after all of that, after the kids packaged up. And the daughter brings the thing up to the mom's, and she's like, what is this? And she says, what did you get? Whatever. Then he said, I took 2. Is that bad? Like, what fucking kid asks that? They'd brag about it. I got 2. Is that bad? Come on. That bothered me. That was a bad line.
Yeah. Yeah. Among other
the
things.
mom could have said, you took 5, and she could say, what's the worst that could happen? Then the bowl flies at your face.
There's a lot of ways they could have done that.
There's some bad dialogue in it.
The writing in overall, I feel most of this is pretty bad, but that's either way. So we get some more people drinking soda and blowing up. And then we get what I think may be one of the best VHS segments we've seen in a really, really long time. Kid print.
Oh,
because
people don't like that one.
No, but it's easily the most effective one I've seen in it since probably the cult one.
It's the scariest.
It's
100%.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. You want to give an explanation of it?
We start with a man who runs a business in the, I'm gonna say 80s, mid to late 80s, could be 90s.
I'd say late 80s, early 90s. I think is where it was placed.
So he runs a thing called Kid Print, which is like fingerprint. Like it's a record. Right? Like when we were little, there was this big drive to have all your kids fingerprinted just in case they got kidnapped. Now my fingerprints are in a registry with the Republicans, but that's all right because I don't do anything wrong. So fuck them. So this thing is he films kids standing in front of one of those, height charts. So you have all the information you need visually, right? Height, age, all that stuff. And then they talk about themselves a little bit. Parents get a copy. And if something happens to the kid, they have the most recent record of the kid. It's kind of like what I do when we split up in an amusement park. I take pictures of them just standing. So I have what they're wearing. That's it. Just to be safe. And that's what they're doing because there's a rash of kidnappings in the area.
Yep.
And we follow this guy and you may be misled. You may not be misled about what's going on. And more kids go missing and you're really thinking it's this guy. It's this main little Ned Flanders looking innocuous guy. And it might not be, or it might be.
It could be. It could not be. We don't know.
Basically, Kid Print was being used as a recruiting tool for a serial killer. And recruiting, I mean recruiting for his graves.
For his murders.
Yeah.
Had his stats.
Yep.
It's terrifying.
Yep. It's gross, but effective. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fantasy horror. This is
we don't know fun size Jack in the Box guy running around in this one. This one is like
Clove Hitch Killer kind of.
Yeah, this could be real. Like, and that's the stuff I feel is more effective. And maybe it's even more effective because everything else in this is super fantastical.
Yeah. But as a parent, that's a horrifying thing.
Oh, scariest thing ever. Easily. Yep. But it's also really, really well done because the way it's shot with the classic VHS look to it, cutting in of the kid print videos while also seeing this guy filming his stuff, and you have to question what's real and what's not.
Yeah. And the VHS effect on this is subtle. It's that washed out kind of color, a little bit of a wave. You don't get all of the Tuesday the 15th or whatever it was where it's a big and everything shifts and glitch. That's what it is. It's just a little bit. It's like because it's stuff from a guy that works at a store that specializes in videotaping stuff. So it should look a little more decent.
Yeah.
And I thought it was.
Yeah. I'll say that this one is worth watching the film for. Like you can sit through the whole movie just to watch this one, and it's easily
the Paco Plaza one and this one I think are the top two out of the whole thing.
They're both. This is better than the Paco Plaza one, I think.
Yeah.
But it's, in my opinion, probably the best one since the fucking cult one from VHS 2.
2, yeah.
2. Which was that also directed by Paco Plaza?
No, that is Safe Haven. Timo and Garth Evans.
Oh, okay. Okay. Either way, I don't want to give anything else away about Kid Print. It's very, very good. It is scary in real world scary ways, and super, super uncomfortable.
Yeah. Not out of nowhere, but last night I watched The Black Phone because I hadn't, and has the same feel. The kidnapping stuff in there, it's as disturbing and gross.
Black Phone was surprisingly good.
Black Phone, it did a couple things to my head. I remembered some things after that movie.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get some more people blowing up from drinking soda, and then we go to our last one, which is Home Haunt, which is telling the story of a family that does a pretty nice home haunt in their yard every year and dealing with the son getting older and not wanting to take part in it anymore because he gets made fun of at school. And is, very believable. The dad is very into it. We do it every year, and you can probably appreciate this, like I can, where because we both have kids that are in high school now, and they don't care about the things they cared about doing with us when they were younger. So, I'm lucky if I can get Travis to sit down and watch a movie with me, let alone build a haunt in my backyard.
Oh right, yeah, huh?
So, they go all out for it. It's in they show the early starts when he's younger, and now he's older and he doesn't really want to do it, but the mom talks him into doing one more year to help the dad out because it's important to the dad. And I can appreciate how this is going on both sides. I can appreciate the kid not wanting to be part of it because he drops stuff like, Dad, how am I supposed to ever get a girlfriend when I have to do shit like this? And I'm like, hey, I get it. That's probably more important to you at this point.
I guess, but I knew people that worked at haunted houses that made Halloween and haunting their whole career, and they were married with kids. So chill out, dude. Yeah. You'll find the right thick goth girl for yourself there. Don't worry.
You just gotta bide your time, bro.
Yeah.
Bide your time. Anyway, so they're looking for equipment and different things to use for this haunt, and they go into a local antique curiosity store, and the father goes into the back room where he's not supposed to, finds this old record in there that's basically got this music or conjuring on it. And he's like, oh, we can use this for the seance room in the haunt, and it'll be cool. And he just takes it. So he steals it from a lady that obviously he's done business with for a long time, which I think is real shitty.
Yeah.
But
I think that's supposed, because then you're not supposed to feel that bad for him. Because he brought it on himself, right? So that may be a cop-out in some movies, but in a short, it's just setting up the character. It's real quick shorthand for it, I guess.
Yeah. But he's not a bad guy, but you're supposed to kind of either way. So they do
just close your doors when he's around. That's
they set the haunt up. They're ready to do the first night and the first walkthrough, and they always film the first walkthrough of it. And they have all the stuff set up, and they're getting ready to film. They bring them to the first room, and that's where we get to see a really good cameo from Rick Baker as the dickhead neighbor.
Yeah,
and it was funny.
Really nice seeing him.
Yeah, and it was really funny the way he was like, "Well, this looks like shit." You got to be kidding me! Whatever. What was the guy's name? Zach Zach was the son. Keith. This looks like shit.
That would be awesome if they invited him to the set and that was his reaction. And like, hold on a second, here, put this vest on, stand over there and say it again. Yeah, the whole time I forgot all about that. The whole time he's wrecking on all of it.
It was great.
And it's funny from a neighborhood standpoint if you don't know who the man is. It's super fucking funny when you know it's Rick Baker. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I loved seeing him.
So they go into the first room, they play the record, and they read the enchantment thing, and obviously things go awry from there. And they go through each room of the haunt that has now come to life, and try to get through it, survive. Nothing really groundbreaking here. It's not terrible, not great. It's fine.
Like a bunch of different movie ideas mashed together in a new way.
Yeah,
and I was okay with that.
Yeah, and the effects are pretty good. The witch effect I thought was particularly good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
It's more on the Looney Tunes side than the kid print side.
Yeah, it's definitely more. Yeah, so it's interesting that the two best ones in this one are the two that are played off very seriously.
Yeah.
Which says something. And then we get our final look at the diet soda thing where everything goes all wrong, but of course they can still sell the soda, and we get during the credits a commercial for the soda that has now been perfected.
Yeah.
Which was probably the best part of that whole one was the little payoff you got there.
That's true.
So, overall, Chris.
Yeah.
It's fine, right?
Yeah, I remember when you said we were going to watch this, and I'm like, okay, I already did. And I told my wife, I say, I gotta watch that VHS again because now I gotta watch it to review it, not to watch it. And she said, "Is that the screaming one?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the one." There is more screaming in this one than like two of the others put together. There's a lot of screaming. But going through it the second time, I think stuff stuck with me a little better because I couldn't remember a single fucking story from it right after. But I do remember them now. Like Kid Print started, and I was like, "Oh shit, this one." So I knew. It just wasn't sticking in my head. I don't feel like I had said that this is the worst one. It's almost in a dip, but I think it's even with Beyond. Beyond had a couple of really interesting segments.
I think it's better than Beyond.
No, okay.
I think it's better than Beyond. I think it's better than 85.
What was 85?
85 had that was the one that had Ambrosia and No Wake.
Yeah. I like that idea of splitting it. That was a brilliant directorial or editing decision. That was really good.
Yeah. Let's just grade it.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, do you recommend and what is your grade? And you can kind of break that up however you want to for VHS Halloween.
I will recommend it because, like, support small filmmakers, right? So do that. Not that Paco Plus is a small filmmaker, but
Yeah, that's true.
this isn't a major Hollywood studio production. This is people basically doing the stuff they love to do, and that's a good thing to support. So why not give it a shot? And I think this falls somewhere in the, like, almost the exact middle of the series, because it's got a couple of good ones and a couple ones that I don't. No, you know what? It's better than the middle. I'm gonna go C+.
Okay.
C+. Maybe next year if we do a review of the whole thing, it might be a B-, but I think a C+ is fair because if you grade all of them individually, you average it out, right? That's something. And there were a few segments that were really effective. So, and there were some that weren't, which dropped it down. So, yeah. But all in all, everybody did their best. They tried. They made a movie I could watch twice in a week. So,
That's fair.
Yeah.
I haven't recommended the last few, but I am going to recommend this one just really on the strength of Kid Print. I mean, that super, super effective. And then the Spanish one that Paco Plaza did, I thought was also very good. So you had, 5 total, and 2 of the 5 are excellent. 1 is decent, 2 are bad, and 1 is like bad but not the worst.
Right. Yeah.
If you kind of want to look at it around that way. But it's definitely, if you notice, if you go back and watch the first couple VHS that were backed by, was it Magnet? I think was the production company that backed them. So they had much, much bigger budgets and, were released in theaters and stuff. I want to say the first 3 were Magnet,
were
maybe.
they?
Yeah, I think the original. And then when they brought it back in 2020?
21, I think it was, yeah.
20, okay, so, but when they brought it back, it was then, I think, just Shudder and Bloody Disgusting or whatever behind it. But
it was the first 3. The first one made just under 2 million. The second one made 800,000, and then the third one made 82,000. But I don't know how many screens they were on or whatever. So
either way, they were backed by Magnet, which is a big studio, and there was money put into them.
Jesus Christ. 19, 12, and 5 screens. So not bad for the amount of screens it's on.
Okay.
But not great for overall numbers.
Okay.
What can you do?
But either way, so I'll recommend this. The fun size, you just skip it. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, the 2 strong ones make up for it, and the effects you see in the wraparound, I think, are pretty solid. Coochie Coochie Coo is just gross for no reason.
Yeah, there wasn't enough explanation from me.
By enough, you mean none.
Right. Well,
So-
I mean, there's the stuff you could infer with the visuals you're given, but that's it.
Fair. I'll give it a grade of You said C plus.
Yeah.
I can't go that high.
Nah.
I'm gonna say. I'll say C. I'll say C.
Okay.
The good ones are good. Bad ones are bad.
Yeah.
So. Cool. All right, let's move on to another one. Let's move on to All Hallows Eve 2, not to be confused with All Hallows Eve 1, which is where we first meet Damien Leone's Art the Clown, different actor. We'll talk about that a little bit momentarily, but here's the trailer for All Hallows Eve 2.
Oh, great spirit of Halloween. Why is Robert not calling me?
Trick or treat.
Aren't you all a little late to be out this young?
Can't just open the door for anyone. They could be infected. They could be crazy. They think it's Halloween.
I think it is Halloween.
Oh my god!
Open the door. Right there at the door!
Stop it! There's no monster!
All right, All Hallows Eve 2. Directed by Jesse Badgett and 10 others. Badgett did the wraparound segment, which is a woman on Halloween with a guy outside stalking her, and then she finds a videotape and then plays
Exactly
the
the same as the first one.
Literally exactly the same as the first one.
Yeah.
Literally the same. We get a number of what do we get in this? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 or 7.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8, including the wraparound, right?
Which one was the wraparound?
The wraparound was the girl with the pumpkin face killer.
Oh, yeah. No, I babysit Elizabeth. No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't see the wraparound listed as a quote unquote story on the listing here.
All right.
Unless I don't know how to read. It's possible.
Don't matter. Doesn't matter. So All Hallows Eve 1, which we're not reviewing here, but I think we need to include it because it got its notoriety as the first place Damien Leone brought us Art the Clown.
Right.
Now,
Which was actually just compiled from a short he had done called
Correct.
The Ninth Gate, I want to believe.
yep, which is included in All Hallows Eve 1, correct?
Yes, it's the first short, I want to say.
I think it's the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of get, and we all know that the Terrifier series now has really is huge, and Art is now become like, he's become a Freddy or a Jason or a Michael Myers.
He is.
He's
I don't
in
think
that-
we can deny that anymore.
No, I personally don't particularly like the Terrifier films, and I don't really particularly like the Art the Clown character, but I understand and appreciate why people do.
Yeah.
And I understand its place and his place in the horror world currently.
Yeah.
But I don't particularly like it.
I like Art because of David Howard Thornton's performance. I don't like the art in All Hallows Eve.
No, very different. Very
So
different.
That's why I like it, because he kind of brings that sarcastic humor that Freddy had in like 3 on.
Without saying anything too, which is impressive.
Yeah, so he's not a game show host like Freddy turned into, or a late night talk show guy. And yeah, the violence is horrific, but it's so extreme and there's so much, it feels like a Looney Tunes cartoon after a while. So that's why I don't mind it. I don't care. Whatever. I think the design is great. The makeup in Terrifier 3 on Art was top notch.
Yes.
You get specs guys to work on stuff, things are going to look good.
Oh yeah, and Damien Leone has honed his craft. He knows,
Yeah.
and he does all the effects in the original one too. So he wrote and directed and did the effects
Yeah.
and stuff. So All Hallows Eve 1 has some memorable stuff and some enjoyable stuff. This version, the sequel, in name only, is it's just, I don't know what the term I want to use here is. And I don't want to just be like flipping, just be like, it's not good.
No, it's a watered down version of the original.
And I think the biggest issue is, and I'm not sure, but I'm convinced that all of these were produced separately. Mm-hmm. And that's very, like, comes across, especially when you watch the credits, because they each have their own separate credits that are broken up.
Yep. Yep. Which makes for a long credit sequence, by the way.
Yes. And
But
my
everybody needs to get credit for their work. I'm not against it.
no denying that. But it's very obvious that this was, the producers were like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna find a bunch of shorts. We're gonna throw them together, and we'll attach it with a wraparound. And at least the wraparound in this gives you, she's got this videotape or whatever that she's watching, and there's a killer stalking her. We don't know where he came from. But it's literally the same thing as the Art the Clown piece from the original one.
Oh, 100%.
Only this character is not interspliced into the other shorts because they're produced separately from the wraparound.
Yeah.
Whereas Damien Leone did everything in the original one, so Art shows up not only in the wraparound, but he shows up in multiple segments throughout it. And one of the things you see people complain about the most with All Hallows Eve is that Art's not represented that much. And when I went back and rewatched it, I thought he was represented way more than people give it credit for.
Spoiler, 1, 2, 3. He shows up in the wraparound segment, for real.
Yeah.
So that one pulled it all together really well. Okay, you're watching a thing about this guy. He's trying to get through your TV screen. Well, now he's pulled a Dr. Buttonface on the kids upstairs. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think that continuity makes a huge difference in why the first one is enjoyable. It's still not a great film, don't get me wrong. It's still uneven, it's not great, but it's enjoyable because there's this thread throughout the whole thing, whereas this one really feels haphazardly thrown together. The shorts themselves, without getting into the specifics of them yet, none of them are written well. They're all written poorly. There's no story beats in half of them. It's like shit just happens. Now, I get their shorts. We're not going to get full explanation of what's happening, but you got to give me something. So going through them one by one, the first one was Jack Attack.
Yeah.
And this is literally just a Halloween night thing. And who are all these people that carve their jack-o'-lanterns on Halloween night?
I don't know. That's always been weird to me, like decorating for Christmas on Christmas Eve. I don't understand that. If you do it, fine. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't get it.
No.
So
I will say though, it was very nice to see Emily from the strange thing that happened to Emily when she was young from the first VHS as the babysitter.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I liked her. It was actually very nice to see her in something else because I think she plays innocent really well.
Yeah. So they're making this. They're doing the whole thing where they're cutting up the pumpkins. They roast the pumpkin seeds, and then the pumpkins fight back.
Yeah, in a really horrific, you feel so bad for the kid kind of way.
Yeah. This movie kills kids, just like VHS Halloween. Lots of kids get killed.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be taboo. So if you want to push it, that's where you go.
So the Jack Attack, it's very quick. It lasts like barely 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
My issue with it is not the effects. I thought the effects were good. My issue is that there's no story to it.
No, it's don't eat these pumpkin seeds. Why? I just ate a bunch.
But there's no point of don't eat. They don't even say don't eat them.
I thought she said something. I don't know.
No,
anyway.
she bakes them and gives them to him.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else.
There's no reason why any of it happens.
True.
Next segment. Is that the last Halloween? Was the next one?
Is. Yes.
You want to explain this one a little bit? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't really remember it very well.
This one's from a short story written that I want to read. But basically, you have 4 kids in your traditional Halloween costumes. Essentially, it's your Halloween 3 characters with a ghost thrown in. So you got a witch, devil, ghost, and Grim Reaper, skeleton head. We get it. They come to the door. It's dark. The whole neighborhood looks like it's just been hit by a tornado, and other houses will give these kids things and they go away. This guy says no, fuck off, basically, and pays the price because should I just do the whole thing?
Sure. Yeah.
He says, no, I'm not giving you anything, go away, and then fights back, and the little monsters, little kids turn into real, actual, giant-sized monsters, because we're in hell, I guess?
We're in that is
post-apocalyptic world?
That's my fucking issue with it. Same thing as the first one. You don't create a world, you just dump us into it.
Yeah.
With no explanation. The first house they go to, the lady won't open the door, and they say trick or treat, and she gives them a can of cat food, and you're like, why is she giving them a can of cat food? And they accept it and walk away, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Because they don't show you until the end the scope of what's going on.
Right.
And although I didn't need to have that full scope, I needed to know we were in some sort of netherworld or apocalypse, or I needed something to be like, what the fuck is going on? Because your reveal doesn't do anything for me because I've been confused for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, even just something like, fucking, I wish I could call the police, but the monsters burnt the fucking place down. Like a hint. Foreshadow it a little bit so when you get to the reveal, you're like, oh, that's what it all meant. Yeah, it was a little too straight arrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Next
is...
The offering.
Get to that.
Nothing. Again. Nothing.
Oh, you know what, though? I kind of like this one. I kind of like this one not knowing that much about it because this one was short. I'll give it that.
Under
what
10
was
minutes.
it, 5, huh?
It was under 10 minutes. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. So I'm kind of going with an ABCs of death kind of thing here. Like you want to make a short thing that's very impactful. And the lighting, the set, the location, whatever, you can think this is a bear or Wendigo, skinwalker, vampire, Dracula's, whatever monster you want it to be that they're taking the offering to, it works. And the betrayal that happens in it, you could see it coming a mile away. But your poor character doesn't, and he's dumb, so he deserved it. But no, this one I didn't mind. It was like a real short, quick, boop, here we go. We need 10 more minutes on this movie.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Some stories I need a whole lot of stuff, and sometimes you can just babble out some science-y gobbledygook, and I'm okay with it.
I just, this one, my issue was that there literally was nothing to it. They drive up, they do the offering, somebody gets killed, and that's that.
Yeah.
What are they offering to? What's... There's a lot of stuff that, the kid says to the father, and he's like, this is your fault, but, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get that, like you just said, sometimes it's fine to leave that stuff out.
Yeah.
But, something like this, which just, I didn't find it enthralling enough to care about anything because you didn't give me anything to care about.
Yeah. Maybe something like him getting out of the truck afterward and yelling at it. Are you happy now? That was it. That's everything I have to give you. Leave me alone. Something, right? Because if it's this firstborn kid, that's a lot of demons. They go for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Rumpelstiltskin too, I think, but whatever. Yeah, it was. Right. It was. If it was longer, I think it would have aggravated me. If it was 15 minutes of them driving to the place arguing, that would have been way too much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Descent was the next one. Which one was that?
Oh, that's the shitty
elevator.
Remember the movie Men? It's that in an elevator.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that one. I was done with that one, too.
I could see this ending coming 2 weeks ago.
I hadn't seen it yet. I already knew how it ended.
Yeah. Yeah, because like they've done this on like The Outer Limits or The Twilight Zone or whatever. You know, it's all that traumatic response. Your brain sees the enemy everywhere.
Yep. And that's it.
This is the one that I'm like, I don't like this one at all. The next one.
Oh, Masochist?
Yeah.
No point. There's, again, no fucking point. No information. Where are we? Where did this come
Right.
from? What is this?
Right. We're supposed to assume that the kid grew up in an abusive family and the father, like, there's nothing. You get that, but it takes so long to get there. And where the fuck are they?
That's the thing. You literally are given nothing. And you say so long, and thing still only runs like 5 minutes.
It feels like a 20-minute thing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No thanks. Yeah, whatever.
It's
Stupid.
basically an abuse revenge kind of story.
Then we get A Boy's Life, which is your classic kid says there's a monster in his room. Mom doesn't believe him. There ends up being a monster in the room.
I mean, you could find 10 different versions of that story.
Done infinitely better.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Mr. Tricker's Treat. He uses real bodies in his yard.
Yep. Based off of the urban legend, possibly true story of a haunted house using wax-covered corpses.
And then Alexa. Was Alexa the last one?
Yes,
No,
that was Unfriended, right?
That was Unfriended, yeah. It was Unfriended, you're right.
But you know what? I am glad. It was an effective way of what I'm glad for is like they are trying to incorporate all the new emerging stuff, like technology, communication, all that kind of stuff. And that's all ripe to be haunted as well. Why not? So it's a good start. It kind of worked, but Unfriended is a much better version of that story.
This again suffers from what most of these suffer from is there's just not enough story beats. There's not enough information. You're not given much. The acting is wooden. The kid is not believable. The mother comes off as uncaring. And then you get your wraparound where the fucking guy ends up killing the girl.
Yeah, and the costume on the guy was, I don't want to say lazy, because there are lazier outfits for killers. But I didn't like this one at all. It didn't bring anything. It's just a chunk of pumpkin tied to his head. So easy for that to break. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm over here thinking of the practical issues with hiding yourself as a serial killer.
All right. Do you recommend and what's your grade for All Hallows Eve 2?
Yeah, I am, because I enjoyed it enough to watch it at least 2 or 3 times since it was released, which was 10 years ago, so that's okay. Yeah, not like you as usual. Not everyone's gonna hit. Like the last one in All Hallows Eve, the first one with the alien. I think it's really goofy, and I like it because it feels like the '60s Godzilla stuff, but it's not scary. The alien stuck in the house because he's wearing like a fucking Ben Cooper mask. So I actually kind of appreciate that, because I honestly thought it was going to be the lady's husband at the end, and he kills her because, horror movie. Was my point here. But, most of them are enjoyable if you just want a little shock, a little surprise. A bunch of these will fill that. Put it on at a party. You can watch one. You don't miss the whole story. You're good. Watch it once a year. This is the year. This is the month to watch it. But it's not at the top of my list.
All right. What was your grade? I'm sorry.
I didn't give it one. Let me see. I like this more than the other one, so I have to go up a little bit. I'll go B-.
You liked it more than VHS Halloween?
Okay, hold on. There's a lot I liked in this.
Kid Print alone makes it a better film.
I know, but there's just stuff in here, like there's like little stuff like that affects people do, or like a sculpt that is way better than what you were expecting, that kind of thing. I'll keep them even, right? What'd I say? C+?
C+, yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep them even.
All right, well, I'm not recommending it. I didn't like it.
Nah.
It was lazy. It felt lazy to me. The writing was poor, and It's very obviously a bunch of films that were made separate from each other, put into an anthology for the sake of having an anthology. They were able to get the rights to use the All Hallows Eve name. They threw it on there. Because if you look at the reviews on like IMDb and stuff, the biggest complaint people have is that Art the Clown isn't part of it. And that doesn't factor in for me at all because he doesn't need to be part of it. Why should he be part of it?
Right.
It's not advertised that he's part of it.
All these people out there yelling that they love Halloween 3. Shut up.
Right, exactly. But no, I didn't like it. The writing was lazy. Everything felt unfinished. I would have rather them rather than doing 8 stories, get 5 and 5 that are more developed.
I could see that, definitely. Yeah.
And Damien Leone has nothing to do with it. And I'm not a huge Damien Leone fan anyway. I appreciate what he's done and what he's built, but like, I'm not necessarily a fan. But like, it was like, oh, we'll give you whatever to put your name on.
Well, I mean, he did come up with the idea of that specific film, right?
Yeah.
Together.
There's actually more of these that I found that are under different names that you can't get anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you're on IMDb and you scroll down, like there's other All Hallows Eve. There was one for 2024. There was one in 2023.
Okay.
I'd never heard of them either.
Right?
I never heard of them either. So.
All right, now I got something to look up.
All right. Well, while you look that up, we're gonna listen to see what Joe has to say about whatever boo version of Star Trek Troopers he's watching. It's an animated one, I think, this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris, and hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here, and this week Bill took me to the Uncanny Valley corner of the universe. So he made me watch the CGI animated Starship Troopers 4 Invasion. How weird would it be if I did this entire review in the voice David Matranga used to play Johnny Rico in this movie? Like, Casper Van Beethoven doesn't have a very grizzled voice, but this fucking guy played it like he was an Old West mercenary who has seen some shit that would make Clint Eastwood ask if he needed a hug. Okay, I can't do that anymore. That's killing me. One movie trend I never really understood was the straight-to-video animated movies that look like cutscenes from a PlayStation 3 game. I seem to remember it started with the Final Fantasy movie, The Spirits Within, which I know I've seen, but fuck me if I remember anything about it other than it lost a shit ton of money. I looked it up, $50 million. That's rounded. That movie lost $50 million at the box office. Before I mention other movies that felt like video game cutscenes, think about how not super ridiculous that is in movie terms. That's only like a noticeable loss. But if you suddenly found yourself owing me $50 million, you couldn't pay that off in 3 or 4 lifetimes.
Yeah, no, I'm hiding.
But the point is, it still was a very notable film, and sure, it flopped, but it got a lot of attention, and it spawned a whole ton of movies done in that style. It caused a whole slew of Resident Evil CGI movies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very happy weren't included when I reviewed that series a while back. That series was bad enough. I never saw that weird CGI Beowulf movie, but it looked like really pretty garbage.
It was.
The guy who wrote Polar Express was born and raised in my hometown. But
Chris
the guy
Van
who
Allsburg.
greenlit that really creepy CGI better hope he doesn't come to visit.
I bet it was
The
Stephen
zombies
Miller.
from I Am Legend ruined what could have been a movie that was actually good instead of just kinda good.
Because they were vampires.
There's a whole slew of bad straight-to-video CGI animated films, but all that's coming to mind right now is how much I'm remembering that people in 2019 did not want to see Cats, a movie version of the most incomprehensibly successful stage show ever, unless they CGI'd in some buttholes.
Because that's how bad the movie was.
Also,
You needed
James
to see
Corden has the
assholes.
most
I never saw
punchable
it.
face I've seen in recent memory.
I got
But
stories about Corden.
there's a bad CGI animated movie right in front of me. So, let's see if it ruins a franchise that has taken the top spot for me for, most surprisingly not terrible. I don't know what's going on there. I wonder if these are actually bad and I'm just being nice to them, or I don't
We're in a
know.
different reality now. So
I also
Somebody
wonder
get
if
at
we've
me
seen
with
so
that.
much
I need to
terrible
know
shit
if
over
this
the
is just a
years
me
that it
thing.
doesn't hit the same anymore.
Like
Yeah.
any good action movie, we start in the weeds with a squad of troopers crashing into a base on a moon that's been overrun by bugs. And I haven't said this before now, but honestly, these things kind of look more like crabs or crustaceans than bugs to me. I realize that crabs are not too far removed from bugs, but you get my point.
yeah.
So the troopers start doing trooper shit, and you have to wonder why the fuck they still haven't developed a standard issue rifle that can take down one arachnid without using up like half a clip of ammo. It's ridiculous.
call 'em arachnids.
In
They
the
have 4 big
entirety of
legs
this
and 2 little
franchise,
legs.
we have watched Johnny Rico go from high school student to, in this, he's like the general of like a whole ass fleet. That takes a long time, and they haven't developed a better rifle by now? The fuck? Again, go back to last week. If I was one of these, I'd be so pissed. Carmen and Carl are back, but Denise Richards was probably too busy looking for a passed-out Charlie Sheen under park benches and in bushes to be the voice of Carmen. And Neil Patrick Harris was 8 seasons deep into How I Met Your Mother. Plus, being that smug and self-satisfied is kind of the equivalent of a part-time job. So he wasn't going to reprise the role that kept him afloat between Doogie Howser and a sitcom with barely tolerable characters that lasted way longer than it should have. Thankfully, this movie shares quite a bit in common with Aliens in terms of like plot and, how the story unfolds. So, there's a baker's dozen supporting characters to explore who all have actual personalities and names, and we actually kind of get to know them a little bit. Oh, side note, they are all so horny in the non-action parts that you would think that this like started out as like a Starship Troopers like hentai fan fiction, and then they had second thoughts and thought, no, let's make an actual movie here. Mercifully, or maybe not mercifully, depending on your tastes, the only goo getting flung all over the screen here is blood and guts. Yeah, even if it is a bit light on that for a movie that honestly kind of needed it. So basically, not NPH Carl has stolen Carmen's big-ass battleship, and no one knows why. They find it, board it, and whoopsie-doodle, Carl was trying to get in the bugs' heads to control them, but they ended up controlling him.
Cool.
There's a Republican joke in there somewhere, but I'm going to be honest with you. I am just too politically exhausted to find it. There's fighting and fucking, and it's not all logical, but it's at least entertaining. And what's that? Yes, I did say fucking. There's barely acceptable CGI sex in this thing. Twice, if memory serves, and another handful of scenes where the CGI people are getting all naked, mostly the ladies. Things bounce and jiggle, and here's the funny thing. It's animated better and with like more attention to detail than most of the rest of the movie.
Of course it is.
Like, that's kind of telling. Like, maybe they actually did
Jiggle.
want to make a Starship Troopers hentai, and that wasn't just a joke I made up. I mean, the tentacles were already there. You might as well use them. So the Queen Bug is going to crash the ship, which is like the size of the Empire State Building, into Paris. But the good guys make a fiery babyface comeback like they're Ricky Morton, and only end up crashing it into the Swiss Alps. So now there's bugs on Earth. Johnny Rico takes off the general's hat and dons his Marauder mech suit, which is completely different than the Marauder mech suit in the last movie. And he goes like full on Ed 209. I say Ed 209 because the new mech suit kind of looks like that. That's minus not being able to walk a flight of stairs. So he goes all Ed 209 and the Bugs like they were a middling corporate vice president.
Okay.
A few of the soldiers survive, and it's alluded to that a few bugs survived, and that will presumably come into play in part 5. Mercifully, I get to kind of, well, I shouldn't say mercifully get to end this. I'm so used to saying, I'm so used to being thankful when a movie series is done. These were actually surprisingly good. Here's the thing. The good. I have seen worse CGI. You'll notice how careful I was with my wording there. I've seen much better, but this could have been worse. It's not every day that you see this much CGI nudity outside of some like really specific Pornhub searches. And they followed the plot and the action beats of Aliens just enough that it all kind of oddly worked, even with the bad. The CGI lacked most in characters' mouths when they talked. Like the movement was okay, the running was all right, and everything was just kind of acceptable. But when they talk, you could really, it was weird. It's really lacking in the gore and goo department, which honestly should have been the hallmark of the franchise, but we haven't seen that since the first film. Like that should have been this film's gimmick. And there were also some pretty like glaring illogical steps to get from plot point A to plot point B. Really stood out. So what did I give part 2? I don't remember. I think I gave it a C. So I think this will also get a C. If you dig Starship Troopers outside of the action, this will scratch your itch. I finish the series next week with Starship Troopers, The Traitor of Mars. Will they stick the landing? I'm going to go with a very firm, very decisive, maybe. I'll find out next week. Until then, be good, everyone.
Oh, thank you, Joey, Joe. All right. Let's get out of here, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do Scott, see what he has to say, and then we'll go home.
All right. He's got nothing.
No, it's here. It's just downloading. I don't know why. Usually it automatically downloads, so I don't know. For some reason today, it chose to go on its own.
Of course.
It needed a little push. Doesn't make any sense anyway.
It might need a shove.
Yeah. And I will say, listen, as a married man who has a child, I have had sex at least once.
Yeah.
And
Damn right
it's usually not done on somebody's thigh. Like, I've never been in the position where, like, I straddle somebody's thigh to have sex.
You don't have a leg wiener?
I don't.
Oh.
There should have been more follow-up questions for you on that one.
No, I was just disappointed.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
With Reverend Scott.
How dare you? Where's my cocaine?
Exactly.
Cocaine.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott, and welcome to Holy Shit. How would you like a big old punch to the face?
No. Well, all right.
Well, that's good, because the star of 2015's Gem and the Holograms and the voice of The Man in Taylor Swift's video, The Man, Rock the Dwayne Johnson, is back again. Only this time, he has hair, and something weird is going on with his upper brow. Because this time, The Rock has finally done a movie where he's not just bald buff dude in a neutral colored tight shirt. This time, he barely ever wears a shirt. But that's because Mark Kerr, pioneer of mixed martial arts and UFC champion, didn't wear one. That's right, I saw The Smashing Machine. No, not The Smashing Machine, the 2002 documentary about Mark Kerr's many victories. This is The Smashing Machine, the dramatization of some of the victories, but mostly the many struggles of Mark Kerr.
Oh, well, I want to talk about this then.
Yeah.
When I walked into The Smashing Machine, I mostly expected to see a smashing machine. I expected to see The Rock spending 2 hours walking into the octagon with Emily Blunt on the side of the ring like...
Just like, oh, I'm just going to go kill everybody. And it's like, wait, what? Slow down, bro.
Yeah.
Slow down. What do you mean you're going to just go kill everybody?
And we do get some of that at the beginning, a montage of Mark beating the snot out of multiple competitors in various small venues, crushing the competition to the point that when doing an interview in Japan, he's asked, "How will you feel when you lose a match?" And Mark genuinely doesn't know how to answer the question.
Why are you talking about this now? There's no time for this now.
Because at this point, either they lead us to believe this or it's actually true, I don't know which. He's never lost. He can't even imagine what it would be like to lose. And that, boys and girls, is what people in the film biz call foreshadowing.
Aha.
Early on, Mark is very soft-spoken, reserved outside the ring. He's always very nice to any fans that he meets.
Nice is good.
And Mark is in Japan with his girlfriend Dawn, played by Emily Blunt, looking as hot as any girlfriend has ever looked in a movie.
Titillizing, tantalizing.
All the fighters and their trainers and girlfriends and wives and whatever are sitting together in this room and being told by the officials of what moves are outlawed or banned for this upcoming fight, such as kneeing someone in the head when they're face down on the ground. I wonder if that's foreshadowing too. So in Mark's first fight with a big Russian dude, what do you suppose old Ivan Drago does to Mark repeatedly until he's knocked unconscious and loses the fight? That's
Sweep the
right,
leg.
the old illegal knee job.
People will screw you no matter what.
Mark is absolutely devastated. He's not equipped to deal with a loss, literally sobbing in the locker room. After pleading and arguing with the officials, he eventually gets them to change the ruling to no contest, but the damage was already done. From this point in the film, Mark is never truly the same. He may have a nice home, a beautiful girlfriend, and a chiseled physique, but all Mark's troubles are on the inside. Well, also with opiates, because he's been doing more and more of those bad boys lately, and things with the girlfriend, well, we'll just say those are shaky at best. They argue constantly. They know how to press each other's buttons, or mainly Dawn knows how to press his, and then they eventually make up, and then they fight, and then they make up, and they just keep repeating it all over again. You start to wonder why he continues to put up with it.
Yeah, it's because he's a moron.
Yeah, you tell him, moron.
Mark is often in a childlike state, to put it bluntly, needing attention and emotional support and hugs and something for a tummy ache. Despite Dawn liking the fact that Mark needs her in this way, things are definitely getting worse. Dawn confronts Mark about the drugs, and Mark is like,
"Man, don't even worry about it."
But all it takes is a little pushing by Dawn for Mark to snap and punch a door in half. He's never shown to be physically abusive to Dawn herself, but man is he mean to inanimate objects. Dawn calls Mark Coleman frantically one morning because Mark is unresponsive on the floor, OD'd on opiates, and she can't even move this guy. Granted, he's rather large. This leads to a break from fighting so he can hit up a rehab center. And as we all know, people who are physically abused day in and day out while taking drugs aren't going to have an easy road to recovery. But I guess Mark Kerr did, because we don't really get to see it. We cut from him throwing his drugs into a dumpster and entering the rehab center to walking out a sober man.
That's
it's
how it
about as
works.
abrupt as...
I can't do this. Yes, I can.
Mark publicly apologized to the Japanese fans for being gone to deal with his struggles and begins training with Bas Rutten to get in the best shape of his life. Mark is free from drugs, free from Dawn, and thriving. But then, Mark decides to reconcile with Dawn. Even Bass isn't happy about this.
I would not let that go.
Right.
I couldn't.
No, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
To the point where his friend and trainer Mark Coleman leaves a voicemail saying that he doesn't think Dawn should join him for the next fight in Japan. And of course, Dawn hears that message.
There's no way that can be good.
I don't know. Probably not.
The two of them have already been arguing a lot because Dawn has been going out and partying until 4 a.m. all the time while Mark is trying to recover and not be around that kind of stuff. And now Dawn takes it a step further in what's probably the most intense scene in the film. A scene I won't spoil if you're interested in seeing this, but If anyone from this movie wins an award for acting, it'll be because of this particular scene. You'll know what I'm talking about after you see it. No matter your opinion of the rest of the film, this sequence will leave you thinking,
This is fucking top notch.
I know it sounds odd to say this about a seasoned box office star, multi-millionaire actor, but I'm proud of The Rock for the performance in this film. He showed a side of himself that's much more vulnerable and just a little bit different than you generally ever see of him in any movies or TV stuff that he does. Sure, maybe he tugged at your heartstrings before in G.I. Joe Retaliation, but this is different. And all this leads up to what is shown as the biggest fight of his career. Obviously, I'm not gonna spoil how everything goes down if you don't already know.
Tell us what you saw, and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you unless you tell me what you said, because something obviously happened and we need to know what's going on.
No, Bill, go watch the damn movie yourself, or just watch highlight reels of this guy's real life. This is a real story, after all. But I will tell you this, I was pretty hyped for the Smashing Machine based on the trailers. I wanted to see at least 50% of this film, of his rise to fame, and really see how much of a winner he was. But it felt like that was incredibly brief. We're told he doesn't even know what losing feels like, but I don't feel like we were adequately shown that.
You don't have to give me everything. Just give me a little bit more.
I didn't know much about Mark Kerr going into this, and I do know a bit more, but despite a bit over 2 hours of runtime, I feel like I could have learned even more. We get to see some of the real-life 2025 Mark Kerr at the end of the film. We get some various blurbs on the screen about what he did after the events of this film, but it's a bit jarring the way it just cuts from The Rock to him, and it's shot in kind of a voyeuristic way. It's just kind of a strange way to cap off the film. The structure of this movie was just kind of strange in general. It almost tries too hard to be different than the traditional sports biopic. The makeup and or digital effects that transformed The Rock into Mark Kerr were extraordinary. Never once did I look at it and feel like it was, a makeup appliance or something. And maybe it wasn't, maybe it was all digital, I don't know. However they did it, it was pretty remarkable. Although it's slightly distracting because you constantly fight in your head to figure out exactly what's different about his face because it kind of looks like him, but it kind of doesn't. Sometimes you forget it's The Rock, and other times you see some of those Dwayne Johnson mannerisms plain as day, and it takes you out of the film like, hey, that's not Mark Kerr.
Wait a minute.
Hey now.
The acting is superb from the leads, and the in-the-ring fighting is just plain brutal. The sound design alone deserves an award. The wet thuds as people get their face pummeled will make you cringe over and over again. This had a lot going for it, but ultimately disappointed me overall. So while I do recommend you see The Smashing Machine, I only give it a straight B. So before I go this week, how did you guys do last week? Well, on your review of Coherence, it was a fun listen, although I don't know if I believe a single thing Chris said.
I know that I wanted to review it.
Yeah.
For real one day.
Yeah,
So,
and that day is today.
yeah.
Luckily enough.
I should have watched it.
This does seem like something I would really enjoy, so it's too bad that I'll never watch it. I give Coherence a B+, and I give the review also a B+. As far as The Black Room is concerned, it sounded like it was almost one of those hidden gem cult classics. But I think the problem was that it was close to being a Mardi Gras massacre without actually achieving that level of awesomeness. That really hurt it. I don't think anyone in the film even calls a woman evil or orders fake Chinese food.
It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. That's something.
So I give The Black Room a C+, and the review gets a straight B. Well, that's all I got for this week. So until the next John the Dwayne Roxon classic biopic where his salary is higher than the box office return, peace and love, guys. Outside the Cinema, followed by Holy Shit with Reverend Scott.
Then we went straight to garbage.
You guys listen to the show for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you have it. Another week. Another couple movies. We'll be back to do more next week. Sign up for Hoopla if you haven't. Get that library card. Get that library card. Go over to spectopiaarts.com. Order some shit. Order some adorable little cryptids and ghosts and horned creatures of mischief
Funny
and mayhem.
little goblins and ghouls.
Some gobagools.
Yeah.
Follow Chris and I on Instagram at OTCBill at Cthulhu. You can also follow OTC Industries at OTC Industries. And don't forget to leave it at, don't forget to leave _ DOC. There. So that's it. Everyone have a good week. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Surrounded by secret boyfriends, petty jealousies,